Shall we bring up the teams and then we can start?
Yeah, let's select our volunteers. So I have pre-vetted some lovely volunteers in the front row here. So you can choose between
From
these
our lovely
guys.
victims at the front here. The teams are willing to take bribes. Round of applause for our audience participants.
I think we're checking for cuts. Ah, okay.
Oh, I thought we were counting. I honestly thought you were counting fingers now, so we do a finger count at the end.
Make sure they leave with the same amount of fingers. Hopefully they don't chop off some of the fingers of our team leaders.
Okay. All right, whose team is whose at the moment?
Yeah.
Beautiful, join up. All right, who have we got here?
My name's Tiffany.
And how long have you been doing cosplay and costuming for?
This is my second year.
Oh, well done, everyone, round of applause. And for team, where is Danielle? Who have we got?
Hi, I'm Tristan, or Rubicon Cosplay.
And how long have you been cosplaying for?
7, 8 years, I think.
Yeah,
Oh.
we're going into veteran territory, great.
Yeah. Good pick.
All right, now, for a bit of fun, we're going to go rock, paper, scissors on who gets to choose for it first. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, be prepared. Not that one. You can have that one, yeah. Right, for Team Twisted, we're creating a sci-fi chest plate. This is happening exactly how he wanted it to.
That's definitely your style, huh?
Dino helmet. So we are mixing and matching different styles here. Right. Are we ready to take places and you can have a look at your mystery boxes?
Yeah, and then the timer will start as soon as you've had a look in your mystery box.
Right, competitors to your places.
You only have 45 minutes, by the way. Even though the panel's an hour long, we still have to wrap up and do any outros.
It's a complete mystery. You can't see anything inside that box clearly.
So you can open your boxes now and have a look,
All right.
and then we'll give them...
Have a brief
Maybe
look,
like-
sort of suss out, and we can look at the materials that they've been provided. I mean,
Should we,
all
like,
brought to
count
you
to
by
10
Lumin's
to
Workshop
start the
and
timer,
available here
or-
at the convention.
Elastic, love that. Yes. Energy drinks. Oh, yeah, cool. Yes. Looks good. Yes.
These are all cosplay and crafting essentials.
Cool. Safety. Very good. Very good. Good safety.
Yes, essentials only.
And some purely decorative things such as safety materials.
Right, little thingy. Yes. That's gonna have to be me. It can't go over yours. Yes, it cannot go over my chest. Dremel. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Nice.
Okay, so contestants, have you had enough time to look at your provided essentials?
Yes.
Right, you've got your recipes in mind?
I'm so ready.
All right, shall we start down the timer? Can we get a countdown from 5?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Go!
I reckon we start.
All right, I'm going to be running around, and if you have any questions, stick your hand up, and I will pass you the mic. The person with the mic gets to ask the questions first.
Oh, actually, do we have duct tape? No, we have the green thing. But printing.
So not only are we giving these guys a really elaborate challenge to do in 45 minutes, we're going to be assaulting them with cosplay-related questions as we go. Because they're here for a job and they're going to teach everyone.
I'll do this, but what I'm going to get you to do is we're going to score this slightly with this. So you can kind of just go like this. We're going to use like a pen to sort of trace down that side to try and get it a bit of a curve.
This one?
Yes.
You want to middle, a curve from here down like this, because I'm thinking it'll...
Are we working into the patterning first here, are we?
Yeah, I don't know if I've had time for this. I've never had to do it in 45 minutes. We're going to find out. Same way that side. Yes, look at that. Perfect.
As a rough guide, we do recommend usually when patterning to use something like a pencil or a piece of chalk as opposed to a pair of scissors into a body.
Safety first.
But whatever, you do you.
I reckon we'll leave this bit flat, and then we can go around the side with something else. Sound good? Yep. Heck yeah. Okay. All right. I reckon we start cutting that. Cool.
All right, we've got a question here now.
Maybe we should do it out of this instead. Oh, yes.
Worst cosplay-related accident.
Danielle? Oh, well, okay.
Cutting that.
Hey, I won't ask you because the accident might be choking.
Oh, do you want to do like the other cutting that?
Or an immediate accident right here.
Probably use scissors.
I put my hand on a wood burning tool 2 weeks ago. Don't do that. It's hot.
I'm going to start with this side.
That wound still looks fresh. Right. Cosplay-related incidents. What was your worst one?
My what?
Your worst cosplay-related incident.
Or I think I've hit someone in the head several times with my giant wings. That was a fun time. All right, another question here.
Oh, we got more?
What was your shiniest cosplay?
The shiniest cosplay, was it? Ooh. How much bling did you bling?
I made an angel dust cosplay. I stuck everything together with rhinestones. There was 3 days worth of rhinestones. It was worth it. It was very shiny.
Look, and that's just as a general rule. Glitter, anything like metallic, rhinestones, they cover all sins, plus your carpet and everyone that you touch at a convention. Have you guys ever encountered anything shiny related in cosplay?
No.
Yeah, fair. In your history of 8 years of cosplay, how many shiny, bedazzling things have you done?
think that's a really good idea. So
I think one,
tape to stick it to me.
and it didn't end up very good, so I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
Do you want to do the back?
I'm pretty good with foam, but when it comes to kind of like embezzlement and stuff, that's something that I still really have to kind of learn and grow in. So
And look, there's varying different levels of like sparkliness as well. You can do it on a budget. I remember doing a rather large dress several years ago, and it was completely made of like $2-3 glitter foam. So it can be done on a budget.
Except everyone and everything will be covered in glitter.
Yeah, glitter is just the crafting item that you cannot get rid of. I remember a friend I was helping out at a convention probably a good 10 years ago, and we were rhinestoning some of the bottom of the dress and sequins. I found sequins in my pajamas 6 months later. I mean, I'm talking waking up with them in the pajamas, so I don't know where they come from. And they had been washed in that time, yes.
We don't even have to do the back.
Oh, we're getting to a shape here.
Save us. I hope so. I'm very good at not using patterns.
But we've created a pattern here, haven't we?
Yeah, but out of my head. That's so smart. Oh my goodness. Yes. Corset style. Yeah.
Let's do the other side now.
Yes. All right. I feel like I should be commentating this. We're gonna sort of skip the back and sort of do a corset style back just to make it nice and easy. One less panel to have to worry about. That's nice. And then we can use some of this elastic to just sort of push it together at the back, I hope. Don't know if it's going to work. We're going to find out. Whoop. That's a good start.
Right.
Okay.
What are we starting to cut out
That
here at the
close
moment?
enough? Teeth. That's close enough.
Teeth. We've got teeth. Have we got a structure at all going?
No.
Have an idea of a structure? Yes, good start.
Like this. You want to move? Yeah, definitely. And it'll hide our tail.
That's our finished look.
We're done.
Yes.
We asked for a dinosaur helmet, not a helmet on a dinosaur.
I undid it.
It's okay, I can say that. Any other questions for our crafters? Most difficult prop we've heard from the audience here. Who's taken the longest and the largest prop? Oh, actually, let's make it a competition for the largest. What are we looking at measurement-wise, or we'll go, length or width? Large scale. Come on, surely.
I just made a giant long rifle prop for my competition entry tomorrow. It's like 1.6 meters long. It's not huge, but it's definitely like as tall as me. So
That's definitely wieldy. Definitely wieldy.
Are you ready?
Now, I have it on good authority that you've made some large props before.
I think a couple of giant wings, 6 meters. Nothing special.
Just a petite pair of wings.
No, go for it. Get all the way up in there. Look at this.
No, I think my largest prop is, well, going back a few years, but it was just a Sephiroth sword, which surprisingly no one ever questioned about, but this is the days of prop regulations were a little bit lax at the time.
Did you make a Sephiroth wing? A singular wing?
That was done in post. It was a different time.
The best cosplay technique.
All right, we got another question here.
So talk us through, what are we doing with the heat gun here?
This one. Yeah. Do you want to start on
This. So we're trying to just sort of heat form it to myself. We were going to go for the duct tape pattern method, which is you wrap yourself in cling wrap, you chuck some duct tape over that, you cut it off, you get yourself a great pattern of exactly the same shape as you. Can't really do that in 45 minutes or whatever it is, so we're just going straight on to me. Once you heat up this foam, it becomes a little bit flexible, so it's just kind of conformed to my shape a little bit. Nice way to speed run it.
Yeah, any of the EVA foams, because as you heat them, it becomes a lot more pliable. The thinner the one is obviously easier to form into rounded shapes. But that's the other thing where, as we've demonstrated over here, they've got the curvatures already done, like you would a sewing pattern, to give it a bit more shape. Oh, we've got another question in the corner here.
What mundane or household item have you used in the most unique way?
Contestants, mundane items used in the most creative ways of your costumes.
I use fishing rods for like giant wing. I keep going back to wings. I'm sorry, guys. I have a type. I have a specialty.
Yeah, go for it. Here we go.
Yeah, fishing rods. They give everything like some flexibility. They're so light because they're usually fiberglass. And I mean, if you're lucky enough, you can find them at op shops. So then they're cheap as heck too.
It's a fantastic buy. Mundane items.
Oh, that is amazing.
I don't know, actually.
Cut off some elastic.
Like skewers?
Look, I can never go past a good old op shop buy as well. The best thing about cosplay is when you're going looking for items, you're not looking at what it is, but what it could be. Even if it's something that's not visible, just like an understructure of something that you can cover with, or just, it might be one giant thing you think, oh, that's really cheap, but I need this piece of it. Cut it up. It's worth it.
Yeah, so I'm thinking if we want to reinforce it, we could
No, sorry, I've already had my
have like double foam
inhalation of glue enough for today.
You sure?
It's a ruler. Oh, wish I'd found this earlier. Okay, what else we got? Anything else? No, we're good. Oh, we can reinforce maybe tape to reinforce. Yeah? Okay. Oh, that is looking awesome.
Geez, we're actually getting into a really shaped pattern, that piece over here. Yeah?
I hope so.
My main thing is making sure it doesn't fall apart once I actually put it on.
And I put the demo next to me on this side.
So you guys are starting with the structure first and then you'll be going with the detailing?
Yeah, I figure if we get a structure first, if the timer runs out, we've got something on. Anything else on top of that's a bonus as far as we're concerned.
And Danielle, are we working with structure or details first?
We're working with teeth first, and then hopefully the rest will just fall into place.
So the idea of between two teams, we're starting at different ends, and hopefully we're going to meet in the middle. Right, do we have a designated dremeling zone? Oh, I like where this is going.
We have a
We're going into
question.
power first.
Do you have a least and most favorite crafting material?
Prop material, was it?
Crafting material.
Ooh.
Wigs. Do they count? I hate wigs.
No.
I hate wigs.
Wigs.
I hate them.
Look, yeah, wigs, that's definitely a point that I always leave for last when I'm doing costumes. Yeah, look, it does take it's another specialty skill, but even with a lot of newer techniques that I've seen with wig making, it's kind of taking a different approach. Rather than the typical wig styling, it's in a lot more base building like you would with foams or plastics or things like that, and now it's just a different coating method. So you're making almost hair armour. So that's something I would like to actually try and look into, just because I've always hated doing wigs. There was the last minute things to do. So if it was treated more like a headpiece, I would probably attack it a lot more. But yeah, I would definitely agree. Probably hair is my least favourite. My favourite materials are usually in the top 3 of materials that everyone else hates. So I love sewing with spandex, vinyls and furs. So they're the things usually everyone else just cries at. Give me a normal cotton and I hate it.
Least favorite? Silk chiffon. And I can tell you because I just finished making something with 30 meters of silk chiffon. Never again.
Any tips and tricks for working with the silk?
Yeah, get band roll. It'll make your hems a dream. Yeah.
All right, next question. What's one thing you really wished you knew when you were a first-year cosplayer as a beginner?
Ooh. Team, first year, as a cosplayer, if you can think back that far, what is something you wish you knew then that you know now?
To not agree to be on panels in front of large groups of people.
Going back to early days, Danielle, what was your first costume?
I did Halo for Master Chief at a Sydney convention, and I must have did the worst foam work I've ever seen on the planet. I came up out of the train station, everyone turned and looked at me, and I was like, oh, this is my whole identity now.
So really you did something right.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a disaster in your mind, but if you look back now, you could improve on that. Sure. And that's the thing, I know with all my friends, we have all discussed that we would love to do a convention one day where we're all only allowed to cosplay a redone version of our first ever costumes.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We'll have to organise that one time because the different, even if you've been cosplaying, a couple of weeks, couple of months, couple of years, 8 centuries, everyone is going to have that learning moments with cosplays where you're like, okay, that's worked, I'll do that again. That didn't work, I'll probably do it again, but slightly modified.
Sorry, I missed part of that because I was trying not to take wrinkly. But the idea, I think the idea you mentioned of redoing one of your first cosplays, love that, because has anyone made any cosplay that they finish and been like, oh, here's my laundry list of things I would have done better next time? And then you finally got a chance to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Anyone in the audience, have you ever revisited an existing costume and how much further on down the line have you done it? Oh, amazing. How long ago did you do your first iteration of this costume? 2 years? No. And was it a complete rebuild? And then you've looked at can you find photos and do a side by side because that is the satisfying part.
All right, I think we also have another question here.
Would Tristan like a hair tie?
What was that?
Yes, hair tie is good, so you don't...
Safety first, or second, third, whatever order we're going in.
All right, we have another, hopefully actual question. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm just wondering if you have a dream character that you'd like to cosplay in the future, and what that is.
I see nodding over here.
It's because I'm working on mine right now. It'll be done maybe this time next year. Fern Calloway, level 10, the most ridiculous concept art you've ever seen. Why do people draw their characters in the most impractical ways to do in cosplay?
Some designers literally make things knowing cosplayers want to do something, and they're like, hey, challenge. Dream costume, have you got one planned?
I'm actually trying to do a Horizon one for next year, so hopefully we'll get there, but apparently wigs are really hard to get if you order it in August.
Yep. No, the Horizon costumes are amazing as far as detail, and I love all the designs of them. Danielle, dream costume.
A giant Gundam.
Now, which variant?
Gundam Aerial.
Good, we've got some Gundam fans here.
Life size, Danielle?
Safety first. Yep, I was going to say, can we with the Dremel? Dream costume, other than
Either a Space Marine or Saint Celestine, both from Warhammer 40k. My own Dark Angel successor chapter.
Mine has changed a few times over the years, but I think it's still from my favourite movie, El Laberinto del Fauno, the Faun from Pan's Labyrinth. Just because it's ridiculous and it needs to be done.
All right, we've got another question here.
What would be the one item, tech, or trick that you found really helped massively level up your cosplays?
Personally, I think the biggest trick I found was the glad wrap and duct tape patterning. That has been a godsend for both foam work, sewing. We're getting serious. The serious work. As Joyce was saying before, duct tape patterning has probably been the biggest level up as far as everything. I've used it for sewing, foam work, translated to 3D modelling as well. So when I was trying to figure out the faces of something from I sculpted a small scale version of it, and then did it at a miniature scale. So then you can transfer it up, just a lot simpler and with a lot less effort. Biggest cosplay tip? It's a game changer.
Don't try and do it in 45 minutes. Yeah.
This is every cosplayer's normal, Friday night before the con.
That's fair.
Planning. Just being like, maybe I can't do that in a week.
As you said, doing it here with no plan. This is a prime example of what not to do. Is throw yourself on stage with just assorted materials. Clearly, the energy drinks haven't been consumed yet.
All right, another question. It's just rolling in.
What's the weirdest technique you've had to learn for cosplay?
Give me a moment for that one.
She's tabulating the levels of weirdness. Have you ever had to explain something weird that you were doing to someone, especially like a Norma who's never encountered cosplay before? And you said, I've got to do this. And they sort of raise their eyebrows and go, for what?
Like nothing exceptionally weird. The only thing that's like weird and you probably shouldn't do is like, if you're in a hurry, just lick your finger and smooth the hot glue down rather than like waiting. But don't do that.
You lick your finger before doing that?
It doesn't burn.
Oh, no, it's just a good burn.
No.
I have done that before, but I try and do it with your nail, so it's really quick, and it comes off quicker without skin. Oh, now how many teeth have we got going here? That many.
That many.
That many. I love it.
We have 10 teeth.
10 teeths.
I'm stealing this.
Yep, we've got the marks of a cosplayer here. We've got our footprints in carcinogenic foam dust.
I just want you guys to know I did include the worst Dremel possible in each box. So if they can do it in 45 minutes, so can you.
Got a weird one for you. I used a hula hoop, it was a hula hoop-like thing to gradient dye fabric. So you could pin it all onto a giant hoop, hold the giant hoop, and just dip it in and out of a giant bath of dye, like a kiddie pool worth of dye.
That's actually a genius method.
I thought so.
The last time I remember dyeing something, we were doing a whole heap of wool blend fabric. Don't do that. My dad and I had to lift it up together. After the fabric had taken on the liquid, it weighed 47 kilos. It was a small cape. Oh, now we're going to do a bit of a fashion show here. We've got corset backing already taking shape here. Yeah, that deserves a round of applause.
Nice work. Let's do more of these.
Tell us about the foam, like the materials you're using for the outside here.
We've got this really awesome textured foam that kind of already looks like dinosaur skin, so we're going to cheat and put that on the outside. Because everyone knows if you can cut a corner, you should totally do that.
Well, cosplay is all about cheating your way through anything. There's a lot of strategizing going here between these guys. They are hyper-focused. We need some more questions to distract them.
Yes, we do have one now.
Have you guys had any big cosplay heartbreaks? Like one that just didn't turn out and wasn't recoverable?
We'll go down all the line.
No, I'm perfect.
We can fix that.
I hate everything that I ever make, so can I list everything? No, I guess not really massively heartbreaking. It's just like when you finish something and the proportion doesn't quite sit right and you're like, oh, well, that's it. That's all I got.
Cosplay heartbreaks. What have we got down here at Team Twisted?
Oh,
I'm good.
I have at the moment. Yes, I have not made enough cosplay.
I think my first cosplay, when you first start cosplay, the last thing you're thinking about is trying making things durable. You just want it to look real pretty, so I didn't know how to make things durable, finish seams, things like that. It was just a mess of wobbler and foam, and it all fell apart after one wear. And it looked really cool, but it was just bits of foam that were loosely strapped to my body, so just didn't last.
Look, if it gets one wear, that's still a win. You thought about if there's anything that's gone horribly wrong that you've recovered from?
I mean, this one almost fell apart because I couldn't actually fit it to my face because I thought, oh, I'll just be really artsy and freeform it, but it didn't actually fit my face, so I ended up squishing a lot of clay foam and whooping my face into it.
Look, no matter, there is always a way around something, and if there isn't, there's always hot glue.
All right, another question.
So from getting an idea for a cosplay to actually starting to make the cosplay, what's kind of your planning design process?
Right, well, personally,
I wanted to ask a hard one.
I like looking at an overall costume, and I break each piece down into its own little project, so it doesn't feel like as big a job. Like, I might look at a jacket and go, oh, okay, that's one project. I'll just do all that in one go and not focus on anything else. But that's sort of my process of doing things. Otherwise, I would get distracted and just have 86 unfinished things. And you get to reward yourself after you've accomplished each little project.
You have to repeat the question again. I had an answer and now my brain's gone. I actually don't think we have any contact adhesive, so we might have to steal some from these guys.
Mystery box.
It's called share. We can share in the middle. Now, it was how do you attack a large build?
You got stitched up.
It was how to attack a large build and like not be overwhelmed by it.
Just write a list. Seriously, write a physical list, get a post-it note, break those steps down. Also, build from the inside out. Trust me on this one, because then you're putting the pieces on the layers. If you try and build like the outside stuff and then work your way in, your inner layers might like clash against it. It might be too small. So inside out, just make a list, write them down, and then make like a breakdown of a breakdown. Be like, hey, we've got a bodysuit on the inside. Step one, break down that bodysuit. What do you need? Patterns, materials. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Amazing.
Oh yes. Where do you reckon?
How do we break down a big cosplay project?
Write down everything you will need to do to accomplish the task. See if there are things that you can do. Oh, yeah, live without for do together. So like if there's lots of different parts of the costume that need sewing, see if you can do those all together, because that'll be less stressful. There'll be less kind of mess in various areas of the house, and it just helps keep your head clear if you can do it at once.
Fantastic.
Are we ready for another question?
Fire away. Go, go.
Firstly, can I say great job so far? Secondly, who are you cosplaying right now, and how long did it take you to prepare?
I'm wearing Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. It was initially built in 8 days before PAX last year, because I said, oh man, I don't have a new costume. I'm not going to build anything though, that's fine. And then I just was like, oh, damn it. So many crying sessions later, I churned out this section. And then I got to one day before PAX this year, and I went, man, I really don't want to do the wig. So I made the helmet in 5 hours.
Amazing.
This one's actually my original character, entirely made up by myself. I just like owls. So this is one I call Juniper, also known as the Owlchemist. And that is the pun. What was the other part of that question? Was there a second part to that? Oh, how long? Oh man, I have no idea, because I've made like three or four versions of this at this stage. So I think I spent about a couple of weeks upgrading everything on this one, remaking the wig, remaking the pants, all that fun stuff.
So it was a labour of love.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right, so we're down to 15 minutes remaining. Guys, what do you think your percentage of completion are we sitting at?
Not good.
What's the percentage of your chance of finishing on time?
Not good.
Consistency, that's what we're aiming for.
That's it.
What are we working details here? What?
Oh, yeah, so I don't have a plan. I don't think either of us have a plan for this part. We're just like, okay.
It looks pretty.
It looks pretty. It looks like lines. Yeah, just sticking stuff to it. I love all these bevels that are pre-cut, so I'm just going to go straight into them.
Brilliant. So we're down to our 15-minute marker.
All right, another question.
Do you guys travel with your cosplays like fully made in your suitcases? And if so, does Qantas ever screw you guys over?
The last flight I took was actually Qantas. I took a flight with LATAM Airways only just a couple of months ago. And I made sure nothing could be touched. I vacuum bagged every costume piece that I could inside the bag and then wrapped everything else. Sometimes if I'm traveling with something that I know is a little bit more fragile, I'll try and either make a bag or make at least a wrapping for something and take that as the carry-on. So then I know even if the luggage is lost, because what is a cosplayer without their luggage? Lost. They have nothing. So at least if I've got something, then that's something wearable. Even if the rest of the costume isn't there, I've got, I always pack my essentials and stuff in the carry-ons, and just that core piece that I really like. Anyone had any horror stories as far as travelling with cosplays? Oh, yeah, no, I'm cursed, actually. Every time I have travelled to Adelaide for a convention, I forget a piece of any costume. So there's been times where I've been ducking into a Kmart en route and buying a snazzy pair of pants to hide under something. Or there was another time where I was calling up a local spotlight that was just outside of Adelaide. Was literally getting there maybe 10, 15 minutes before they closed. And I knew the fabrics should be there. Get in there, hunt around. It's the only spotlight that didn't stock that item. And all I wanted was like just cheap $2 EVA foam, something, a bit of Velcro, and a bit of like fake leather or vinyl. The only winning part of that was I walked out of that store very, very depressed, thinking, oh my God, I can't wear this costume because the piece I'd forgotten held the back of it together. Walked outside of the spotlight. Clark Rubber was next door, and they were having a closing down sale. Not only did they have the thicker EVA foam that I needed at the time, they had the vinyl, they had some decorative studs that they let me use, and they even let me cut out the piece in store with their foam cutter. So the project was done before leaving the car park. So that was a solution to a travelling issue. Any travelling issues?
Traveling issues. I haven't really had to take much in a suitcase before. I don't know. I haven't really had to worry about it. I've tried to get a lot of things into the car. And again, when you're making a lot of really big things, like a 3-meter stick of some sort, and trying to fit that in the car, you sort of have it like going over your seat and then across the gearbox, and trying to make sure you can still change gears and drive and brake without the cosplay sticks getting in the way.
Yeah, no, where possible, I've always tried to drive to conventions just because logistically I've never planned ahead for packing things. And that always just ends with entertainment, whether it be, again, forgetting a whole heap of pieces, or any time I've got a back seat full of weapons is the only time I end up going accidentally down the wrong way of a one-way street in Sydney past a federal police station. And they all just give you a look and go, oh, Victorians. So that was a saving grace there.
I have a bit of a tip for people who want to travel interstate with pieces, because I can't drive, I have to fly everywhere. But you can basically get like a Pelican case and write fragile camera gear on it, and then they will handle it with extreme care. So we have a question.
also found if you're travelling with any prop weapons, put a note on the outside saying props, just so they don't sort of give you the third degree at customs.
All right, I've got a question here who's been waiting a while, so...
Hi, do you have any opinions that are very controversial in the cosplay community?
No.
Opinions that are controversial? Look, hot glue is severely underrated. I know it's been given a lot of flack over the years, but I was, there was a few years where it was like, oh, you would sort of like, oh, you use hot glue on that? Oh. But I have definitely gone back to it to the point where I'm like, I need a brand new cordless hot glue gun because I love it now. Whoa. Cosplay.
Cosplay. How much do I want to be cancelled?
We love the cosplay community, and there is nothing we can say.
You can make everything out of foam. You don't need to sew. You can make clothes out of foam. You don't need to sew.
I'll counteract that. I like to sew foam.
You can. You can
I'm not
sew
even
foam.
joking. I love sewing foam. You have a controversial material that is overlooked, or
Controversial material. Oh, I don't know. I hear the word controversy, I think. Not something I'm willing to say on stage. All right, this is not controversial, I don't think, but like I hate satin, all satin. Even the really expensive silk satin to me looks terrible because I'm so used to seeing the party satin. So choose something else. Do a plain cotton. I'm definitely not jaded. Yeah, that's fair.
we do love a bit of silk. I am on a budget. So silk is an ideal, but I also work with fabrics and I love hearing people's pronunciations of fabrics that they don't know about. So my favourite fabric now is taffeta. Oh, yeah.
I managed to get silk chiffon for $4 a metre by buying it in bulk on Black Friday sale and with a wholesale discount. Best thing that ever happened in my whole life.
I probably committed like crimes against silk once because I was going through my stash and I was like, it was the perfect colour, and I used silk dupion for a waistband on a stretch pair of pants.
So mad about that.
In defence, the pants were the worst thing to sew I have ever dealt with. I broke 8 needles only over locker in one go. It was the most cursed love child between AstroTurf and velvet. Don't ask me where I got the fabric. It was cheap, but it was pretty.
You can make that out of foam.
If you combine silk chiffon and foam, I would murder someone. That's illegal.
Me?
Anyone.
Just murder me, please.
All right, we have another question.
What would be your most underrated supply or resource that you've come across?
Foam. Which you can get from Lumin's workshop.
Underrated, not
Foam
overrated.
from Sticky, actually. Serious answer, the sticky back foam. If you haven't bought the peel and stick foam, this stuff is game changing. That's why I'm not using it, because I'm an idiot.
Have you worked with any materials that you think are really underrated?
Oh, I had an idea for this one. No, YouTube tutorials. I'm not just saying that to plug myself, but seriously, the amount of people who say, how do I do X? I'm like, go into YouTube, type it in, you will find 20 different people that have found you. And I feel like sometimes people are afraid to learn from other people, like they feel like they're copying. If they're out there, it's because people want to share their knowledge, build off each other. All of us are standing on the shoulders of giants when it comes to like cosplay knowledge. There's so much resources out there for knowledge that's already available. Build off that, go learn, go watch tutorials. You'll find some that are 10 minutes long and some that are an hour. So any amount of detail you want, no matter how short your attention span is. Yeah, that's my resource that I would say.
One I've really been enjoying lately, if you're struggling to find a pattern, like commercially available patterns, they're going to be a lot more limited, in terms of what's related in cosplay. So I have loved Etsy recently, just because you can find a lot of self-made patterns and you're supporting other cosplayers and other makers, and there's just a lot of resources available on there, whether it be sewing patterns, 3D print files, dremeling chests. We've gone from Cosplay Iron Chef to a game of Saw here.
I didn't think about the fact that once I put this on, I'm not going to be able to take it off until we're done.
This is the ultimate trust game. Would you ever accomplish this? Would you try this?
I've done it to myself. I've just never trusted someone else.
Someone she met.
We're down past the 5-minute marker. On the home stretch, guys.
All right, question.
Hello,
I just wanted to know if there was a cosplay that you want to do, but you're not sure how to build it yet.
Cosplay that you want to do, but you're still not sure of how to tackle it.
Giant.
The hint is travel to Japan and take it.
No, it's just buy more foam.
So you know how to accomplish it, but it's we're having a disagreement with a wallet, maybe.
I'm having a disagreement with my landlord.
Yeah, look, we are all probably guilty of being material and fabric hoarders in some way, shape, or form. Have you got anyone got a cosplay plan here? They're not quite sure how to tackle it yet.
I would ask your friends and research, and then cry a little bit, and then try again.
Yeah. Was that the question? Yeah.
Oh, look, no matter what, there's when any crafting or planning, there's going to be some crying involved. I find that's how to get the sewing machine working again after it stops just randomly.
Lubrication's the best. Not going to comment on that one. No, I've forgotten it already. I'm sorry. I'll come back to me.
All right, another one over here.
What was the thing that made the switch flick inside your head and go, all right, that's it, I'm going to cosplay? And what made you start?
What got you into cosplay?
Honestly, just like going to conventions, just seeing other people in, especially like big kind of armor builds, and then yeah, just kind of realized I want to do that, talking to a friend, and they're like, you can do that. And it's like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense. I'll do that.
Danny, what got you started in cosplay?
I wanted to be Master Chief.
Mood. Team Twisted, what have we got?
Why we started cosplay. I started getting into I started going goth clubbing the second I hit 18, and I just loved all of the costumes people wore. It was like, this isn't even clothes anymore, this is just theatrical costumes. And that was kind of the start, and then I was like, wait, but then I found people that did that, theatrical style costumes where it was really over the top, but it was like from a TV show or that video game that I really like. What? I didn't know you could do this. And then one thing led to another.
Yeah, similar background, but my parents said I couldn't do it, so I did it.
Yes, I love that.
Spite. Fantastic.
Fixes everything.
I was just pressured into it from friends because we saw pictures of a convention and we just assumed, oh, you have to cosplay to go to a convention. So that was back in like 2008 and it was a 3-day con. So I just assumed you had to have a different costume for each day. So it all went downhill from there.
All right,
All
we've got
one into the last minute.
I have one last question. So one last question and then countdown.
Trauma.
So aside from the things you're currently making, what is the stupidest thing you've ever made for cosplay?
Dumbest thing you've ever made. Dumbest thing you've ever made, not dumbest decision.
I made a little Halloween mask from Destiny 2 that was Savathun the Witch Queen, but her helmet that's like a crown thing was a bin, like a trash bin.
Right, home stretch. Dumbest thing? Yep, okay. Dumbest.
I mean, definitely this, but I did like attach a fan to a stick to try and make a flame, like a flickery flame sort of thing. Did not work. Oh God! Oh no pressure's on. That's on. It's fine.
Tools down.
Yeah, I like it.
Do you need some tape? Do you need some tape? You lose a point for that. All right, contestants, can we have you and your creations to the front of the stage, please? All right. Team Twisted, talk us through your beautiful creation.
I don't know.
We made textures and we made colors, and they look pretty.
I think, look, sci-fi and chest plates are both not really my forte, so that was an interesting choice. But I just thought, well, I know how to do patterns, and you were pretty good at taping. I mean, at least the tape was green, so green is sci-fi, right?
So we've gone for a neon effect in sci-fi here. All right, audience, round of applause. Good. So can we have a spin to look at that modelling skill there? Completely intentional. Can we have a modelling of this, please? Are you game enough to put it on? Oh, delicious glue fumes. Talk us through your lovely creation.
Help me. This is called I Panicked, and I think we panicked, but it's got teeth, so we achieved our goal.
And another spin, please, so we can see all the... Look at that. We're not... This is not a mirror to be fixing things up. Round of applause. Now, Maggie, are we going to be having an audience choose our winner here?
Yes. Shall we? By audience cheer.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have our winners. Team, where is Danielle? And look, we've got a multi-purpose fitting helmet here. No, it definitely works. No, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you to our lovely participants who have, oh. Okay, everyone hands up to show your cosplay trauma. Clean. This is amazing. Not even cosplay, like foam dust.
It's because I forgot to give them glue.
So you were sabotaged? By our...
I think we should win because they should be disqualified for having the glue first, definitely.
Look, glue-wise, we're only working with contact adhesive here, which is a long, like a long curing glue, not the best for speed building. So I think you were equally sabotaged, I would say.
I did steal the glue halfway.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves today. And you've walked away with some sort of knowledge of what to do or what not to do, as the case may be. But yes, and a round of applause for our sponsor today, Lumin's Workshop, who has graciously supplied all the materials that were sacrificed in some sort of greater good, possibly.
Just a little end thing, but any leftover material we can probably just chuck here and anyone can just take it. Because I don't want, yeah.
Watch the... I feel like if I chuck that, someone might die. Right, okay, so instead of throwing it out to the audience, we've gone from an episode of Iron Chef, so we moved into hoarders. Leave the furniture. Cosplay-related items only.
Okay, we'll put it at the front. We'll be good.
It's the foam that you so graciously desire. You mix up the cans. Or have you? I'm not sure. Very good. Okay, everyone, thank you very much again for coming. It's like a pack of seagulls down here.